You know, there's something about the ocean that puts the mind at ease so naturally. The soft, calm, bright blue, and twinkling horizon all come together to create such a serene scene. I really think... Oh, just a moment. Alright, cut the music. We've got work to do. SMALLS Island Woes is a short horror game made by David Nodmat in, I think, around 2019 or so. It's got a distinct visual style, it tells a neat little tale, and there's a lighthouse in it. I quite like lighthouses. One thing that makes this one stand out to me is its slow build-up along with small details sprinkled throughout, which is how it approaches its horror. A false sense of security can go a long way in creating an impactful, spooky experience. I'll leave a link to the download page if you'd like to give it a try for yourself, which I highly recommend you do before watching. Okay, we wasted enough time already. Put on your sailing cap, we gotta get going. The game begins with our arrival at the titular SMALLS Island, all 60 pixels of it. All we can see around is the open ocean, so we're very much isolated from the rest of the world out here. It's not very large, so getting lost won't be an issue, and there are a few residents standing around who we can chat with. The fisherman greets us, as does the unattended child, and this woman offers us an apple, which I must decline because I'm allergic. Wandering into the lighthouse reveals some light furnishments, like a gramophone, a neat picture of a crab, and a lovely little bedroom. That's nice. Skedaddling up the stairs brings us to our objective. We need to turn this wheel to lower this machine thing and repair it. It's making some strange noises, but that's nothing we can't handle. We're able to fix it in a jiffy and send it back up the lift. That wasn't so difficult, right? Making our way back down to the first floor, we hit a nasty speedrun skip and have a brief chat with a lady who doesn't understand allergies. After saying goodbye to the residents and this cat, we're ready to return to wherever we came from. And that's our first shift. Not so bad, yeah? Before continuing, I want to comment on this game's simple premise. It's very linear, and allowing for more exploration elements could help us to learn more about the island's past and present, enhancing the experience overall. However, I don't think of this as a deal breaker. I think making our exposure to the island small by keeping us in this particular area of it promotes the idea that there may be more going on that we're unaware of. From the dock, we can see an entire other side of the islands that we're not able to go over to. This is also supported by how we can see nothing beyond the island, only the open ocean. In addition to this, leaving a lot of things ambiguous, combined with the hints and details that we'll see later, allow us to build our own interpretation of the story, which I think is more impactful than spelling it all out and leaving a little room for interpretation. Alright, week 35 is here. You really do lose track of the time when you're sailing, don't you? This day plays out almost exactly the same as the first, except the boy tells us to let him know if we come across his missing dog, and this lady is mistaking my allergies for rudeness. Inside the lighthouse, it looks like the boy made a knickknack for us, in the form of this ship in a bottle. How did that get in there? Repair the machine, send it up the lift, hit another nasty time save, and say goodbye to the cat again. The fisherman has this to say as we approach our boat, and with that, we're off to week 134? Okay, so we've been at this for nearly 3 years now. You know the drill by now, right? The sky is overcast and the fisherman is looking a little like Pigpen. If you decide to take a bath, remember that we're surrounded by water. The boy seems to have gotten cut up by something that attacked him overnight, and the cat seems either a bit ill or zooted out of his mind. The lady finally stops harassing us for refusing her apples. It only took 3 years, so that's nice at least. Inside the lighthouse, we seem to briefly reflect while looking at this photo with only one person in it and get a little spooked by a rascal in the bedroom. The scratch marks on the floor are a little unsightly, but at least I made the bed. That's an even trade if you ask me. The crab photo gives us an ominous message, and with that we're ready to meet with our pal the machine once again, which actually doesn't need any maintenance this time. I guess those strange noises it's been making are normal then? I caught a glimpse of this squiggly guy on top of the lighthouse when I sent it up the lift, so I guess we're not the only one taking care of the machine around here. Thanks, man. The boy warns us that the island is no longer safe, which we disregard because children just say wild things sometimes. Say goodbye to the sickly cat. and hear some words from the filthy fisherman who is threatening us now.
It's just a matter of time before your little boat sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Week 296 is here. You know the drill by now. Talk to the fisherman who said that somebody went into the lighthouse shortly before we arrived. The boy who says he might know about what happened to his dog. And the lady who is now trying to gaslight us into believing there are voices whispering around. After the apple incident, I do not trust a word she says. I spied this funky looking plant outside the fence, but there wasn't much to do except gaze at it, so I did. Inside, we can hear the machine's lifts being lowered. Dirty footprints are everywhere, apple cores litter the table, and now the critter in the bedroom is shedding hair and skin on the pillow. Scurrying up the stairs reveals that the machine is already down, courtesy of the squiggle guy, I imagine. Thanks, squiggle guy. Heading back, I don't hit a nasty speedrun skip, say goodbye to the cat again, and spy what looks like the dog's collar hidden behind a fern. The fisherman threatens us again, and with that we're on our merry way. I think we've lost track of time by this point. The island is looking a little worse for wear now. The sky has gone blood red, these floaty guys are dancing around, and the fisherman still refuses to bathe. He also threatens us, but which is worse really? The apple lady doesn't seem to be in a chatty mood right now, so let's leave her be. Inside, we finally get to see the owner of the bedroom. He's sleeping next to the bed instead of on it, but I won't judge. I've been coming back to this tiny island, living this same routine for years. I have no right to judge weird behaviors by this point. Skedaddling up the stairs shows us that the machine is looking a little more fleshy now. We seem to smash it and sends it back up to the squiggly guy. I'm sure he knows what to do with it. Hitting one more sick speedrun skip, we have a final chat with the cat, who may have eaten the boy and his dog.
For not snitching on me to the kid.
Say our final goodbyes to the dirty fisherman. When we try to board our sailboat, we're instead launched forward into the water. We see this overhead view of the now pulsating island, and the game comes to an end. I think it's time for a new career. As mentioned earlier, I really enjoy this game. The way the horror side of this story creeps up over time is really fascinating and fun to try to explain. It has a really smooth sense of progression. The boy's dog going missing escalates into him being attacked at night. The lady offering apples escalates into her being surrounded by flies. The fisherman gradually becomes more dirty and a bit less human looking. It all becomes more intense with each passing day, making it apparent that something big is approaching, which comes together in the end when everything gets all spooky. This style of terrestrial cosmic horror is something I don't see very often, and I appreciate how the game tries to tell a story using that convention in a distinct way. I would like to share a bit about what I think is going on in the story, but I'll keep it brief. Our character has had this repetitive job for a long time and has gotten sick of it, evidenced by the weeks passing by quickly and, at one point, losing their sense of time. There may have been a point when there were more people on the island, but since there are 3 people to talk to and 4 houses outside, not including the lighthouse, which is where our bedroom is, I think they lost their minds and killed the residents of one of the houses and hid them in their bedroom, which we see on the final day. They sort of snapped from the pressure and the insanity of this repetitive loop. After that final day, they have had enough of their repetitive lifestyle and cast themselves into the ocean, making it all come to an end. The island distorting, including the machine turning into an organic mass and the island pulsating like an organ at the end, was a guilt-filled hallucination, since by the final day, all they could see was this horror-filled, meaty hellscape. It's a story of grief and how it can drive you mad. That's just what I think though. Like I said, the story and setting are just kept ambiguous enough to motivate us to form our own conclusions. If you know anyone who enjoys cosmic horror, then I'd recommend bringing this game up to them. It's short and quick, but also dense enough to stick around in your noggin for a little while. This was a fun one, and I'm glad I came across it. Cosmic horror games is something we need more of. And with that, I've just about had enough of the ocean for a while. I'm moving to Montana. Thanks for joining me on this little journey. Bye-bye!